So what I loved most about the salon was this aspect of spontaneity and not always having this fixed format. Like I didn't really know what to expect. And so on the one hand, that was, that challenges, it challenges you. Like, what are we going to be doing? I loved the edgier pieces. I really loved being pushed. Probably pushed is the wrong word, but being kind of prodded to feel my discomfort. I like being called out, and I actually really appreciated the level of care that you brought, Kendra. I'm going to say you in this interview. There was a follow-up piece that I found really beautiful in the salon. Like I felt that you had a beat on what was going on with not just me, but everybody. So when people were going through things, there was intuitively this part of you as you would say, I'm feeling you, what's going on with you? And quite intuitively, there were always times where I think you were nailing it, that there were things going on. What I also loved about the salon was the way the group came together. I felt like there was an incredible level of holding from both you and John. I was personally surprised on the level of group online, and I had come in with a wanting to know what that was going to look like. Like, how do you hold an embodiment group on an online format? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, how's that going to work? Because I want to do it too, to some degree. I'm very comfortable in personal situations, and for me, it worked really well in the salon. There was an unfolding of a group space in an online format that was very artfully done by the two of you. And what I loved also was this balance of the two of you and what you were bringing. Both of you have a really broad range of experience that's different, that has different feel, it has different flavors. I love John's kind of not giving up, he's got this great part that just doesn't give up. I love that about him. He's a little bit like like the dog with the bone kind of thing. What else did I love about the salon?
Beautiful.
Is that enough?
Yeah, thank you.
A few bits in there.
And what were the biggest experience for you, both personally and professionally?
Personally, I would say there was a level of relationship breakthrough for Steve and I. And so Steve wasn't on the call. I was on the call, but I was bringing the practices to him. And I saw a progression. And in particular, I think I'd mentioned this before, when we were looking at the third stage practice, there was a shift, there was a clear click and a shift up in our relationship that has not gone backwards. And so we're talking about 3 months now, and we have literally been able to artfully hold that third stage practice, which, for those people who don't know what third stage practice is that we're making art out of our arguments, and we are able to move through when there's a reaction and we're kind of stuck in childhood stuff to this kind of stage 2 of discussing feelings and emotions, and very quickly get to this kind of playful or dynamic place. And so I literally feel this spaciousness in my relationship with Steve. I feel like some part of me matured, and I definitely see that as a large part to do with the salon. Yeah, like it was a whole different perspective. It was good, really helpful. Professionally, I think I was really honest when I said that I came into the salon, I was due to be doing my own call coaching, and I'd been procrastinating it for a while, and I really wanted to be part of a group. I worked with you before, I trust you, so I already knew it would be good, but I didn't know what it would look like in an online format. I was like, oh my God. And it really worked. It worked well. And that gave me confidence to do the program I'm currently running with my group, even though it's quite different. But it still provided me with this confidence and like, wow, you know, you can do embodiment online and things happen, and you get results. And so that was really helpful professionally. And ironically, I kept sending people to your workshops, and some of them have come back to work with me. It's really, professionally, I got clients from this whole thing, which is sort of this really weird roundabout way. As I sent people to your workshops, and then they were like, well, you do this stuff too? And so I feel like it opened doors in my community, and I feel like it opened doors in my coaching practice. It felt like it's given me a little bit more range that I didn't have before, and I'm really happy about that. Like, it's really provided me with a range, and I'm practicing those techniques. It's not like I'm, you know, I've been doing new things, and I love that I'm doing new things, you know, like I'm doing feminine practice every day as well as my meditation. So
beautiful. Thank you.
I love that.
And what would you say to someone who is considering the salon right now, who is trying to decide whether to apply or just thinking like, well, is this the next right step for me? What would you say to that person?
I would say to them, you know, are you wanting a more embodied life? Number one. I would say to them, do you already have an existing practice that feels a little bit unanimated? And you want a little bit more animation to your, I mean, maybe you're a coach, maybe you're somebody who teaches. I mean, I think it's a beautiful salon for people who already have something. And I also think it's equally as good for individuals wanting to push edges around relationships and intimacy. I loved this aspect of expression. There's a piece that probably I didn't say, and then what I loved about this training was it really kind of pushed me into immediately responding, like feeling what immediate response is in my body, even if my immediate response is, you know, there was this real line around that I loved. And I think for people who are a little bit stuck, but who are open, this is a great training. Like somebody who's open and wants to deepen intimacy. I don't think they need to be a professional, but I think there's a lot of value in this training for professionals already. Like even therapists or coaches, teachers, you know, healers. I mean, I'm essentially a healer coach. So, yeah.
Perfect. We kind of already answered the question of like who should participate, or if there's a kind of person. Do you have anything more you would say about that? Like, who is the person who should do this? Should is such a weird word, but you know.
You really should. No, but I like it because sometimes I say, you really need to do this training. Well, I would say that it's definitely somebody who's spiritually open and wanting to open things up even more. I would say that it's somebody who's really likes group orientation too, and really gets things from, sees the value of the group. Because there's always this big, beautiful piece in the group that I notice is that this person's opening is my opening, and this is opening. And it was really beautiful to witness that in the group, to witness other people's transformation. And so if you're somebody who loves, who's really into transformation, you definitely need to take the salon. Right?
All right.
Really.
So, and then is there a person who shouldn't do this salon?
Yeah. My mom. No, I'm kidding. She wouldn't really want to do the salon. Anyone who's deeply uncomfortable with their relationship to themselves and sexuality may struggle with this. Anyone who has a really strong need to be right. No, I'm kidding. That's just funny, but it's sort of, there definitely needs, I mean, I just think that it's not going to be great for those people who are too dogmatic. perhaps they've got a really strong long-term practice where they don't really feel or want to embody other things. And that being said, I think it's great for people with a spiritual practice, period.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you. Just any last words that maybe that weren't addressed from the questions I asked, but parting words.
I really appreciated the range of exercises and the range of approach to the transformation that came in the salon. And so again, the diversity of backgrounds of you and John was really felt for me. Like I could feel the different pieces and the depth and breadth of knowledge that both of you were holding. That was really felt for me quite consistently. So I really appreciated that there were these kind of skill sets that both of you had that I felt able to both rest on and kind of push into. Like, you know, I felt there was permission. I liked the fact that they really did feel like there was permission to go places. It didn't feel like, oh, you can't do this or you can't go there. I never felt that. I always felt, if anything, there was a broadening of trying to open that up more. Yeah. And I think the salon could be even longer than 6 months, honestly. Because we all just kind of got in. We were all like getting started after 6 months. We were like, yeah, don't tell us it's over. We don't want it to be over. There was such a beautiful feeling of warmth and connection and friendship. And I love that some of those friendships still feel kind of present for me. They're not gone. You know, there was a sort of intimacy within the group space that I really appreciated. Yeah, I really love that. I loved getting to know people. I loved seeing all their sides. That was really special.
Awesome. Thank you.